Hey guys, it's Blade again from Corridor Security, and today we're looking at some amps, but today more specifically the Pioneer GM-D series. On my right, we have the GM-D8704. This is their starting range 4-channel. Then we have the 8701. This is their monoblock. The 9704 and then the 9701. The 9 series being the higher power rating. Now, let's open up the 8 series. We'll show you the contents, show you the specs. We'll go from there. Okay, so we have the GM-D8704 and 8701 laid out here. So let's start on the 8704. Now, this being the 4-channel option, this is actually slightly smaller than the monoblock, even though it's only 1 channel. We'll cover that in a second. So obviously this is relatively small for a big powerful amp like this. This will give you 100 watt RMS by 4 at 4 ohms. So it's a very good spec for this. But then going into the accessories you get with it, you have screws to mount the stereo down and an Allen key to adjust the grub screws in the amp itself. You have high-level input plugs. Now, these amps will allow high-level input, so if you haven't changed your stereo and you're using a high-level signal, you can use high-level input, although we don't always recommend it. But yeah, you have RCA inputs to speaker level connection, and then you have your instruction manuals. Obviously, make sure you read them through before you start fitting the amp. And then over to the 8701, this being the monoblock. So ever so slightly bigger, definitely a weight difference. One of the most popular amps that we sell for subwoofers, very, very versatile, can fit into multiple different vehicles. Again, your power inputs on this side, speaker outputs that side, and your RCA ins, and obviously your adjustments. Now, the accessories are widely similar. Being a single channel, you only have a single RCA in speaker line adapter for your high level. But this will come with a bass controller, so very handy. It's on a like a phone plug style, and we'll give you a bass controller so you can adjust the bass from the front of the vehicle. As well as that, obviously you have your instruction manuals and your screws and Allen key. Now, spec on this, you're looking at 300 watt RMS at 4 ohm, 500 watt RMS at 2 ohm, and 800 watt RMS at 1 ohm. So very, very versatile. You can use multiple different subs with it. You could start off at 300 watts and work your way up to 800 if need be, obviously changing subs. But yeah, very, very good option on that. Okay, now going into a little bit more depth on these amps. So starting with the 4-channel. With your RCA inputs, this is where you would adjust all your gains and frequencies. So you have independent frequency and gain control for each output. So for your front and rear, you have a frequency adjustment, which is essentially a filter, because you can change it from low pass, off, or high pass. So if you have it on high pass filter, the number that you set it at on frequency, it will play everything above, and if you set it at low pass, it will play everything below. And then obviously full is, it will play full frequency. That adjustment won't really do much. Obviously your gain is on the right hand side in between the two, and obviously on this side, as you can see, you have your power, earth and remote on this side, and then your speaker outputs. Now, this amp is also bridgeable. Now, as I've mentioned, it's 100 watt RMS at 4 ohm. It will also do 150 watt RMS at 2 ohm, and if you bridge, it will give you 300 watt RMS at 4 ohm only. So you actually have 2 bridgeable outputs on this. Now, looking at the monoblock, very, very similar. On this side, you have your gain and frequency. Obviously, it's a single output, so you don't have multiple of them. The gain again is going to be low pass, frequency is going to be low pass, gain is whatever you want to set it at, and then your bass remote would plug in just here. This side, again, your power, earth and remote, your fuses, and your speaker outputs. Okay, so here we have the upgraded version of what we just had, the GM-D9 series. So this is the 9704 and the 9701. Now, straight off the bat, you can see these are definitely bigger amps. There's a reason behind that. They're a lot more powerful. We'll go through the specs shortly. you get with them, exactly the same as before. You get your instruction manual, your screws, and your high-level inputs, and your adjustments are exactly the same. The only difference is the power output. Now, what you're looking at on the 4-channel is 130 watt RMS by 4 at 4 ohm. Your 2 ohm output is 200 watt RMS, and your bridged power output is 400 watt by 2. Now, as you can tell, that's big power for a very small package and very small price point, to be honest. Now, the 9701, one of my most popular monoblock amps. Now, this thing, again, will come with the same spec, same packaging, same accessories, the same adjustments, but will give you 500 watt RMS at 4 ohm, 800 watt RMS at 2 ohm, and 1200 watt RMS at 1 ohm. And that is proper spec, that's dialed in, that's not fake numbers or anything like that. That's definitely what that pushes out. So very good spec. So why would you want to buy these? Now, first off the bat, these are Class D amps. So they're digital amplifiers. They're going to be pushing out very good power, very clean signal in a very small package. Obviously that benefits you in multiple ways. The main reason being it's small, you can fit it into most areas, under the floor in your boot, behind the seats, wherever you need to put them. Price point as well. As I've mentioned, I'll go through the prices in detail in a moment, but you can't really come close to these amps with anything else, any other brand. It's very hard to do so. I'm not sure how Pioneer have done it, but they've done it very well. And they're reliable. They're very reliable. I very rarely ever have any problems with them. They're very good amps. Can't really say anything bad about them, to be honest. Yeah, very good amps. Okay, now that we have them all in front of me, let's talk about the price point. I've been banging on about how cheap these are. Okay, so price point on the GM-D8701 is $159.99. The GM-D8704 is $169.99. The GM-D9701 is $199.99. And the GM-D9704 is $229.99. So yeah, as I've said, price point is amazing for this kind of product. These are available on our website at caraudioSecurity.com and our sister company, The Tuning Store. Now, you may have seen I do quite a lot of head unit videos. Now, when it comes to fitting a head unit, it's relatively easy. It's just plugging stuff in and whatnot. But fitting an amplifier and speakers is a little bit more complicated. Now, if you would like us to fit it for you, we do offer that service. Make sure you drop us a DM, message us, come in store, give us a call. We can give you a quote, we can get you booked in. Now, that's pretty much it from me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.